Hey guys, I've been thinking a lot about the effect of death and other people. What I mean by that is, like, when somebody dies, you have people coming out of the woodwork, right? Trying to talk about, oh, I knew him, and trying to play up for some brownie points so they can earn an image of looking good in front of everyone else, right? And to me, I think it's very inauthentic and it's borderline disrespectful because you didn't appreciate them in life and now you want to come in and try to salvage whatever kind of social clout you can farm now. um I just think that when it comes to death, if I didn't know them, if I didn't actively try and make an effort to talk to them, try and like reach out, whether it be cell phone, text, face to face, I'm not gonna, if I didn't do any of those things, I'm just, they're another person and they're just another passing thought. That sounds really cruel to say, right? But I think it's way better than trying to falsely acknowledge yourself as being part of another person's life, like a big part, trying to make yourself bigger than you actually are. And I used to think that, you know, I would want to know a lot of people and, have like this really big funeral and play like Guns N' Roses as like my main theme or some shit like that, you know what I mean? Um and I've just sort of found that to be utterly meaningless because the amount of people that ring up my phone is way less than the people that would probably show up to my funeral, right? In most people's sentences, I'm probably no more than a passing thought. And this sounds like really narcissistic to say, right? To like trying to make yourself seem like, oh, you're a bigger part of someone else's life when you're not. But if they didn't call you in life, why are you trying to like hit me up when I'm dead, you know? Um this is a very introspective and yet it can be somewhat of a dark topic and it can be kind of a rabbit hole um when you like look back and think about the quality of your relationships. But what I've seemed to find out is that, see, I'm not a great person, but what I've found myself to pride myself on is that if I want to call somebody, talk to a person, do whatever, nowadays I just don't care. I'll go ahead and I'll call them out of the blue. And if nothing happens, there's no chemistry, fine, I let it go. Um if they want to just leave it at that, that's fine, let it go. But if, something more happens, then, hey, let's hit it. Let's have a couple beers. Let's um shoot the shit, go to a movie, whatever the fuck, right? But you can't force it. And that's just the reality of human nature. But on the flip side, if you're going to, not try to associate me while I'm living, don't associate with me when I'm dead. I don't want that. Um, most likely, see, if I were to die today, right, it probably wouldn't leave an effect aside from maybe my family, um, my couple friends, um, and stuff like that. And you tend to think a lot about like your legacy and what you leave behind, right? And if I were to die today, I probably, you know, it's nothing, it's just kind of like they'd probably whitewash my history and be like, look at this guy, he served in the armed forces as a minority or some shit, you know what I mean? Um, or look at him, like, he did all this for his community. But it's like, they couldn't appreciate me while I was still alive. Forget the minority part, I don't even know why I threw that in there. But they couldn't even appreciate me. I'm nothing more than a talking point. um, which is synonymous with Republicans using like "thank you for your service to veterans" while actively seeking to cut their benefits out. It's really synonymous with that, right? Nothing more than a talking point because, hey, thank you for your service, bro. I'm just like, okay, whatever, cool. Um, but yeah, that's my thing. So if they didn't, and a lot of people are, and some people are gonna be like, well, okay, no one's gonna fucking call you, man. So good luck. No one's gonna fucking appreciate you while you're at it. And fine, you know. And then there's also the flip side of people looking when bad people die, right? And people trying to whitewash whatever it is that they did during when they were alive and trying to make it seem like they were the best person in the whole world, right? And they could have like molested children, they could have murdered kids, they could have, been a corrupt piece of shit, whatever it is. Um, and I really hate that side too, trying to make it seem like, they didn't destroy whatever institution they were a part of or whatever the fuck, right? Um, I think the moral of my story, well, I mean, I've said it a billion times, but yeah, man, like if you really care about them after they're dead, you would have called them when they were alive. And it sounds like, oh, I'm 14, this is so deep or whatever the fuck. But in reality, it's true. If they didn't call me when they were alive, they don't care about me when I'm dead. They're just using my name to get themselves brownie points. You know what I mean? Um, and you kind of have to like go through that with that kind of like statement, and you either become really jaded as a result, or you lessen your expectations of people. And I think you should be the latter. Um, I think people can be inherently good, but actions speak louder than words. So if you care about somebody, call them, talk to them. If you don't, and you're not gonna make the effort to reach out to them, whatever, leave them be. And if they die, don't act like you're a part of it. That's all I gotta say. See ya.